games we play. So I just figured I'd do a little bit of what I feel has changed everything that I've thought I knew about working with dogs. Until I realized all I was doing was asking them to do things. And when they lost that ability to be told what to do, they stressed. They didn't know what to do. And that's when they fill in the gaps with the skills that they have in their life. So if you take that piece, that skills they have in their life, what is that filled with? That's what I'm always, when I'm assessing the clients and the situation, that's what I'm thinking. I can't, this is a skill I learned from being a tennis coach. You can't just come out and start changing things. Everybody is where they're at right now. The dog has skills, the people have skills. So I can't emphasize enough. And this has, I have no skin in the game. Zero skin. Zero. I have no toys to sell. I have no nothing. Except for my experience. And one of the things that's changed everything is to realize that my dog will get killed if he does the things that he was made to do. If my dog runs after somebody, if my dog bites a kid, if my dog kills the neighbor's cat, if my predator does predatory things, he is the only animal on this planet that will get killed. The lion can do what he wants. Your neighbor's cat can do what he wants. Your neighbor might train hawks, and your hawk kills one of my pigeons. So what? That was my pet pigeon. Well, this is my pet hawk. No responsibility. Dogs have so much responsibility. And they have so much responsibility. I mean, I could go into so much what I've learned from Brandon about, the way people use the dogs to make it feel okay for themselves. And man, that's powerful. That's powerful. I mean, how many times does a client walk up and is like, let's see what's going to happen? Well, there's let's see what's going to happen because we're trying something. And then this is like, I don't know what to do, so let's hope Sparky figures it out. Oh my God. So ultimately, what I just wanted to talk about is the predatory games. And again, I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody. If you want to play things with your dog and your relationship is amazing, then you might have that dog that can do that. But I feel like we put dogs in these boxes of predator and this is what they need, and they're all different, all of them, right? What she's doing in the game is completely different than what she's doing in the game, and is different than what she's doing in the game and what he's doing in the game. All of them have having their own experience. And the sooner you realize it doesn't matter what your intentions are, it's how they interpret it, because they can only think like a dog. So you can say, baby, I rescued you from the pound today, and you need to figure this out, and everything is going to be wonderful when I take you to the park and I do these games with you because I love you. I love you. But there's no knowledge. Does your dog already have tendencies to be a predator? Has he already learned these skills from his previous owner? That's why most dogs end up in the shelter. I mean, I very rarely get a call from an owner that adopted a dog that doesn't have some type of problem that's based upon overexcitement and predatory behaviors. And that's part of the wolf side, the part that we wanted to domesticate out, the barking, the digging, all these problems, that chasing, the biting. I mean, that's all the things that we had problems with. But when we add stupidity to the situation because we just don't care, or we're whatever it is. I mean, everybody's journey is different, and I don't have a lot of sympathy for that sometimes, but I do. But some there's people that do it and they don't know it, and then there's people that they just know. So anyway, they if you're gonna play or even talk about it's something that you are into, you better know what you're talking about. And if you do sport work, if you're doing AKC obedience, if you're doing Mondio ring, if you're doing French ring, then go for it. I know you got to do what you got to do. But if your clients or you or a friend or a cousin is having a problem with their dog and they're avoiding the real problem because they can hide behind the excuse of reality, which is love. Oh, well, he loves it. He loves it. Well, what's the reality? The reality is you don't want to work on it, and that's way easier. And then when the neighbors come over, you put them in a crate. I mean, as soon as you change your behavior for your dog, you got a problem. You got a problem. If your neighbors come over and you're uncomfortable, you got a problem. And that's fine. But it's there. And there is no amount of love or ball or cupcakes that's going to change that. So, and that's just real. I mean, I don't know. I'm just having one of those days today. And sometimes I feel like I just got to be real. I'm a little too like sugar-coated bullshit, and it's really not who I am all the time. I'm learning to tone it down to be more likable. But today was just this day, man. I get this email from this lady, and she's just, talking about what she learned about predatory skills. And it's like, you started training dogs like 2 weeks ago. You're talking about your dog. Remember, a scientific study on one has no validity, okay? Like, your personal dog can do it. Who gives a shit? Like, okay? So that means you're supposed to tell everybody, right? I was an athlete. My sister's an artist, right? So I'm an athlete. My sister's an artist. Totally different parenting styles. Totally. What they had to do emotionally to be there for us differently, that's huge, right? I mean, it's crazy. So you got to know you got to know before. I mean, you just can't. You can't just give blind advice like that. It's like marketing. It's like dating advice. And if you give it like that, you have to know that that's what you need to hear, right? I learned that from one of my podcasts with JP Sears. You teach what you need to hear. And I don't know what that means for me right now, but it's been a long journey to where I am right now. I'm pretty freaking happy. I'll be honest with you. I think my dogs are in a great spot. I think my daycare is in a great spot. I think when I see things, my bullshit meter is really good. And I just want to help people find their way. And there's just so much noise out there that it's hard. And I'm just more noise. But I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to help your bullshit meter by saying, can it all be like that? It can't. It can't all be e-collars. It can't all be pinch collars. It can't all be clickers. It can't be, because not everybody learns like that, right? Some people are thinkers. Some people are physical. I mean, that's where there's different learning styles. There's kinesthetic learners who do by doing it. There's auditory learners who list by. I mean, you have so many different learning styles even within that it's fascinating that, we put dogs in these boxes like they're capable of, all being robots. We all say that they're not. We all wear the t-shirts and, talk about this crap. But I see in the groups, people aren't honest. I mean, that's another thing. I'll save that for another day. But, I mean, people are not honest. They're caring more about social media likes than, for me, they have no idea. Everybody needs to go back and watch the Simon Sinek Start With Why. I mean, if you can't figure out what drives your moral compass, that's why that's why people want to, they're searching for the weekend. Just to get, all week they're being filtered and there's no joy. It's like, it's tough. It's tough. Life, I mean, it's a crazy world we're living in right now, but just really, really, there is no filter. There is no dictionary or Wikipedia that's attached to social media or mom or cousin that you can run to who is a scientist that can validate this for you. There is a lot of information out there. And if it doesn't feel right to you, or if it does and you're avoiding it, then you just got to live in reality. I mean, if you're not getting what you want and you're driving around the country searching for the right tool and the right strategy, then maybe it's not that, Because I very rarely find it's the dog. You just change their environment. It's like anybody. You change their environment and you put them in the right way. You drop me in the middle of an artist colony, I'm going to be bored. You drop me in the middle of a physical fitness. I mean, I just use these analogies because I just know everybody's different. and I hope it resonates, but you drop me in the middle of Saddlebrook in Florida. I got tennis and beach volleyball and swimming and water skiing. I'm in heaven. So it's just, we can't just all fit in a box. And, if you can't find the answers, the last thing I want people to do is go in some Facebook group and post a question, because the answers I can just laugh at. I mean, it's laughable how people have no information about the topic, but will give you every single piece of their opinion. Every single piece. And I'm just always shocked, like, whoa, I don't have enough information. I'm like, oh my God, like I would ask so many questions. What does this do like this? What if the dog's like this? And what if this happens? And what if you did this? What would he do? And then by the time you realize, it's like there's a lot going on. So, maybe sit isn't the answer. Maybe that's like a really simple solution for the human, but for me in relationships, it's a two-way street. So be careful with your predators. Research a lot about young wolves and when they learn to kill and who teaches killing. Dogs, wolves aren't taught to kill. They're taught to chase and kill, but they're not taught to eat. So there's like some weird things that a lot of people are teaching out there that, again, I don't know wherever they heard it from, but I go to good sources. People that have been doing this a long time, who are hard to get to. The people that are easy to get to are the ones that, talk a lot about it. But anyway, so do some research. See what young wolves do in the wild. See what puppies do. If they're wild, what do they do? Do they kill stuff? Do they just chase it? I mean, when do they actually learn? Because maybe we're teaching something they wouldn't actually ever know how to do. But we think we're doing it to fulfill them. What do you think, Maya? Maya, come here for a second. Everybody wants to see your cute face. Come here. Come on. Come up here for a second. Let's do some dog love. Come here. Come on up here. Here's a perfect example right here. You go away. This dog right here, if you reach for her when you're on the couch, she doesn't like that. So what do you do? Oh my God, that'd be a fun experiment. If I posted that online right now to see all the different answers we got. They're kind of funny. Like, hey, this dog, when you reach for her on the couch, what do you do? All right, that's it. I'm done for the day. Being sarcastic. Let me see. I didn't know you could have quotes on here. Hi, everybody. Love all your friends. Urban Dogs Argentina, what up? You're following me everywhere, my man. Pots and Pans, Daniel, everywhere. I love it. Dog Hiking Club. What up, LA? Thought we were going to get to dinner. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna save this back on YouTube. So if you're on my newsletter, like sign up, because I save stuff like this and then I send it to my newsletter. So like this will disappear right now, but and then tell your friends too. Let them know. So like, hey, you might not caught it that day, but if you sign up on the newsletter, stuff goes out constantly. And whatever I can do for you guys, let me know. As always, love all your faces.